Do you support abortion?
Define support abortion.
You think a woman has a right to kill the child in her womb?
So if you're talking about what I think the laws should be, you have access up to the first trimester, and then after that there's limited exceptions, but generally it's illegal after about the first
How about
trimester.
you? Do you support abortion? I'm trying to
No, that's what I
out.
just said.
You're making me try to, take a guessing game.
So we're not talking about laws and what
talking
policy
about
I
you.
support.
Do you support abortion?
So we're not talking about policy?
No, we're talking about you.
Okay, so personally, I think it's it's something I would prefer if people didn't do. That's my personal.
So do you support abortion?
Policy-wise, I believe it should be legal in the first trimester.
Do you personally support abortion?
I just answered you.
No, I didn't ask you about policy.
Okay, so if we're ignoring policy, I already just said I don't support, I don't like it, so it's not something I support.
Is that a yes or no? Do you support abortion?
You always do this yes or no thing. I saw you do this with Hassan Piker. I think you do it in a very dishonest way.
What do you mean?
Because I answered the question, but you want this simple yes or no, but that could mean a lot of things. Like if you can't break it down and be a little more, I mean, we're talking about Nuance Bro, right?
Break it down?
Nuance, there's no black and white. There is no yes or no. Sometimes you have to, see the shades of meaning in things.
It's always yes or no.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
How so?
Because there's no gray.
Well, let me ask you.
I'll restate the question.
Okay.
I'll be a little
but then
more
I'm going to
clear.
ask you a question right after this.
Okay, I'll be a little more clear about it.
Sure.
Do you
You're asking me the same question.
support
Okay, let's just say
abortion?
Let's say
Do you
let's say I
personally
don't
support
support abortion, even though I
No,
talked
that's
about
not
the
saying you
policy
don't. I'm
aspect.
trying to figure
But
out
I want
if
to
you're
ask you a
conservative.
question because
No, you didn't answer my question yet.
I just said no.
You
I
don't
said
support
no.
abortion?
I want to make it easy for you. But let me ask you a question. So you say you support you're against abortion, obviously,
Yes.
right? Okay. So you view it as murder. This is actually similar to a question I asked Ben Shapiro recently. So you think abortion is murder?
Absolutely.
Do you feel that because I think we have like 600,000 plus abortions a year in this country, do you think that would constitute a genocide?
Yes.
Okay. Do you support using lethal force against abortion doctors and abortion clinics? Do you support bombing abortion clinics?
No.
Why not?
Because it's against the law to do that.
So what?
But abortion, so-called doctors should be punished for what they do.
Just because something is legal doesn't make it moral?
No, it's not even right to go and blow up the man just because you disagree with them.
It's not about disagree. Let's say someone comes to your house and tries to kill you or your children. Would you use lethal force to protect yourself?
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. So you're not killing
But
someone
I'm going
because you
to the
disagree with
abortion
them.
House. He's not coming to my house, so that's the difference.
Okay, so let's say right now, today, there was, well, actually, let's take a historical example. Let's take genocide, like in the proper context, you had the Holocaust, right?
Right.
Let's say someone wanted to go bomb the gas chambers that killed lots of people, right? Would they be justified in doing so?
No, I mean,
No, they wouldn't?
If the law says that.
So the law said it would be illegal for them to bomb that gas chamber, but it was legal for the Nazis to carry out whatever they were doing under their own
How does
laws.
this relate to abortion, though?
Because you called it genocide, right? Wasn't that
is.
also a genocide?
I mean, so they say. I don't
So
know a
they
lot
say?
about
You don't think it
it. I
happened?
don't know a lot about it.
Wait, are you a Holocaust denier?
No.
No? What do you mean? You said
I
so-called.
know that it happened and that if it did, it's wrong. But I don't
If it
understand
did,
the
you don't
point
think
you're
it
trying to
you don't
make.
think it happened?
Yes, I believe it happened.
You do?
But I don't understand how that relates to.
Because you called
killing
abortion
children.
because you called abortion a genocide in our country.
Right.
That's also a genocide where they were justified
And
by
so
their
you're
own
asking
government
me-
legally.
If that's true that happened,
Mm-hmm.
and someone wanted to go and do what?
So let's say vigilantes, people in the greater society, or even the people who were being genocided themselves, decided to bomb the gas chambers in order to save lives, right? To prevent more people from being killed in that genocide. Would they be justified in doing that, even though the government says it's illegal to
Or
bomb
if they
the
wanted
gas
to blow
chambers?
up the gas
Yeah, yeah.
chambers? Absolutely.
So it would be morally justified
It
to,
would be, yes.
but not in the case of abortion for some reason, for the abortion clinics.
No.
Why?
Because that's not what the law says.
But the law,
And a
that's
woman-
not what the law said in
Listen,
Nazi Germany either.
What you're missing though, with women killing the babies inside their womb, they have a choice not to do that. According to the genocide
what do you mean?
thing-
Don't the leaders of the
Hold on a
Nazi
minute,
Reich have a
hold on,
choice not to
hold
kill
on.
millions of people?
According to the genocide thing, the people who was brought up in that position were forced to be murdered and killed, whatever, right? But women decide to kill children in the womb.
Isn't the
Well,
baby
I
being
gotta move
forced to
on.
be
I gotta
killed?
move on.
Okay,
All
that's
right?
fine. Sure.
So you don't support abortion?
On a personal level, no, but on a legal level, yes. Sure.
So you both ways?
It's not about being both ways. You can have personal positions on it. For example, I don't smoke marijuana, but I support it being legalized.
And why?
Why what?
Why don't you smoke it?
I just don't.
Why?
I just never did.
But do you think it's good, it's healthy, or good to smoke
I think it can
marijuana?
help some people medicinally, but for the most part, I think, for example, children under 25 or people under 25, it can harm some things developmentally, so it's not always healthy in all
Let me know when I
circumstances.
get to the point where you can say, I'm conservative or I'm a Democrat, all right, or a liberal.
What do you mean?
So I asked you, were you conservative?
Well, I said I can
or
talk issue by
liberal?
issue if you
said
want.
Issue by
Yeah.
issue, right?
So if you want to ask about another
do you
issue.
support so-called same-sex marriage?
So on a personal level, like obviously I don't want to get same-sex married, so I wouldn't support it in that instance, but legally I'm fine with it, yeah.
Do you personally support same-sex marriage?
Well, no, because I don't want to do it myself,
Why not?
because I'm not gay.
Is there anything wrong with being gay?
Is there anything wrong with being? I don't think so. No.
What do you say?
I don't think so. No.
You know, is there anything wrong with being a homosexual or a lesbian?
Lesbian. No, I don't. I mean, I don't think so.
So you don't think anything is wrong with it?
No, I mean, they obviously can't have children, but I don't know if that makes it morally wrong.
So you don't think there's anything wrong with being a lesbian or a homosexual?
I mean, not that I can think of at the moment. No.
Are you serious?
I mean, what do
Parents are
you?
gonna watch this video, man?
Yeah, I know.
I must warn you.
I know. Yeah.
You
But I
know-
mean, what do you think is personally like? What do you think
No.
is wrong with
I'm
being
asking
gay?
you.
Well, I
Did
want
you
to
go to
ask
college?
you. I did go to college.
And did they teach you in school that there was nothing wrong with it?
I don't. It's not something that I can recall if they taught me about or not. I don't think they did. And if they did, I don't think they said it was wrong.
So you personally don't see anything wrong with being a lesbian or a homosexual?
It's not something I would personally do myself.
Right,
But,
I understand that, but
yeah.
still you don't see anything wrong with it.
You know, I think there could be potential. Let's say everybody in the society was gay. I mean, there would be something wrong if you couldn't continue the population, right? So in that instance, if too many people were gay and you couldn't have any more human beings, I think that would be a problem.
There's a black guy by the name of, he worked for Turning Point.
Rob Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said on Tucker Carlson that he had a husband.
Who's?
A husband. I had never heard a black man say out loud he had
Yeah,
a
I saw
husband.
you say that in one of your other interviews. Yeah.
And he got a white husband. So
Yeah,
not only
okay.
does he have a husband, he
What's-
mixed marriage.
Is that bad in your eyes?
But let me ask,
Wait, is that bad in your eyes?
I mean, if you're a man and you got another white man, there's something wrong.
Do you think it's bad for, let's say, a straight black man to have a white
No, it's
wife?
not bad, but the reason for it is not.
What do you mean?
Right.
What
I'll
reason?
get to you in a minute with that.
Okay.
But when you heard Rob Smith say that he had a husband, what went through your mind?
Really nothing, because remember, I grew up in San Francisco, so this stuff is kind of normal for me. So
Oh, so this is normal because of your environment that you grew up in?
yeah.
So all of your life you have seen and heard about this kind of stuff?
Yeah.
So it doesn't seem abnormal to you at all?
I think it's abnormal statistically, but it's not something that shocks me because it's what I've been around my whole life.